I've got a big gold nugget for you guys today, and it's coming from the group of people that brought to us a previous gold nugget that has done well for everybody. So make sure you watch today's video to the very end, because you just never know when I'm going to share this nugget with you. But today we have quite a few very important things to talk about. Did you know that Bitcoin does offer some DeFi solutions? It's actually kind of indirectly, and it's actually something I haven't played with. I don't utilize this method of DeFi. I've thought about it, but other methods of DeFi have done much better for me, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? That's the way I'm looking at it. Also, we got to talk about a little bit of a threat to the price of Bitcoin. It seems like an entity is in a position right now to where it can liquidate between $200 and $400 million worth of Bitcoin by Saturday. It has some people's feathers ruffled. I've seen some traders that seem to think that it's not a big deal. I've seen other traders that seem to get very emotional about it. I'm going to share with you both sides of the spectrum and let you guys decide what you think the potential outcome of this could be, or if it even matters. Now, I have one more thing I need from you guys. Make sure you smash subscribe. You know how YouTube treats us cryptocurrency influencers or anything that's Bitcoin related. They just don't like it. They don't understand it. You know what? You know how it goes with people. You fear what you just don't understand. Now, speaking of Bitcoin, before I move on, I got to share a tweet that I put out there earlier, and it kind of sparked some interesting conversations. Some people DM'd me, but check this out. So Bitcoin has become the promise of wealth to so many. But those promises don't come from Bitcoin. It comes from the bag holders and promoters who depend on the desperation of people to gain growth. And I mean promoters, I also mean like influencers. BTC is the ultimate currency, but it's not a way of getting rich quick. And I actually ruffled some feathers today by putting that tweet out. And it kind of irritates me, because it's a perfect example of what the hell I am talking about. The idea of getting rich with Bitcoin or extremely wealthy from Bitcoin is not one of logic, but one of emotion. And it's easy to test whether it's logic or emotion by simply putting things out like this. A logical response is one that would be very unemotional, very non-dramatic, and would lack a lot of hostility. Whereas an emotional response, right, where one is emotionally investing, boy, they're going to try to tear your soul out. That's what they tried to do when you threaten the idea of getting rich. I'm going to put it like this, okay? Let's jump over to this right here. With knowing that the conversation is happening where various funds are talking about offboarding some of their Bitcoin, if not all of their Bitcoin, for the potential of hopping onto another commodity or asset that can outperform that, especially right now when there's so much uncertain in the future. I'm not very optimistic that Bitcoin is going to make you rich in 2020. I'm very, very, very skeptical of the idea that Bitcoin will even touch $20,000 this year. The thing is, it should have happened by now. It should have hit $20,000 right now. If you look at Grayscale, okay, if you don't believe me, go look at Grayscale and look at how much Bitcoin they buy every single week. Every single week, how much Bitcoin they purchase impacts the price zero. Okay, zero impact. And that for me is because of the derivative market that exists through the CME, CBOE, and backed. All that paper Bitcoin that's out there and available that allows them to hedge against their purchases of physical Bitcoin is the reason why I feel like the price of Bitcoin is just not going to go anywhere. It's not because Bitcoin's bad. It's not because Bitcoin's not a good investment. It's because right now we're playing an institutional game, and I just don't see a $20,000 Bitcoin coming. And you see, when I read through this and it talks about Michael Saylor has said that all 400 million of the business intelligent firm MicroStrategy's Bitcoin reserve holdings could be liquidated at any time. When I do look at that, when I read things like this and I hear the strategy, I hear the reasoning, and I see how much Bitcoin can go out, the thing that I feel that they failed to mention, though, was this is more of a sensational article. Now, speaking to traders, I got two sides of this. One group of traders was very much like gloom and doom. This is very dangerous. This can be damaging to trades. Might be a good time to open up some shorts. Other group of traders says this kind of stuff happens all the time. You just never hear about it. And that kind of makes sense to me because we see how balanced the price of Bitcoin has been for this entire year. The second group of traders basically told me that with the derivative market out there and the OTC market being so strong and with Bitcoin into the institutional world, that $200 to $400 million worth of Bitcoin can be offboarded very easily without impacting the price of Bitcoin very harshly, maybe even very little. In some cases, it can cause the price of Bitcoin to go up. And that's very strange. I don't understand that part. I don't understand how it could potentially, a big sell like this could make the price of Bitcoin go up. Still trying to figure that out, still trying to learn it, but that is what's been relayed to me. Now, I actually believe that, as far as not the price going up aspect, but the fact that offboarding $200 to $400 million of the Bitcoin on an institutional level probably will not impact the price of Bitcoin very much. Most of it will be done OTC. A lot of it will be done through derivatives, in my opinion. It's not like a dramatic. Gloom and doom. Price of Bitcoin is going to 8,000, or we're going to hit the CME gap at $9,600 scenario. Now, if you're wondering about that Bitcoin DeFi that people have been playing with, let me move myself out the way here. Basically, it's wrapped Bitcoin. Okay. This article is talking about what is Bitcoin DeFi and how does it work. And basically, if you provide liquidity to wrapped Bitcoin, WBTC, there are several pools where you can provide the liquidity for that. Where you convert your Bitcoin into WBTC, which is an ERC20 token, and you take that, provide that to a liquidity pool, and then you earn another ERC20 token for the investment or liquidity providing of your Bitcoin. I have not ventured into that area of DeFi. I have not done it. I know of only two people who utilize that method. So far, they seem to be happy. I'm not familiar with what platforms they use, or what methods they use to onboard their BTC to WBTC, and where they take their WBTC and move it someplace to earn some yield from it. Okay, so I mean, it's an option. It's out there, but I do know that actual Bitcoin DeFi is in the works. It's actually being developed right now as we speak without the utilization of an ERC20 token. How it's going to work, I don't have a fucking clue. I honestly don't know. I'm kind of flabbergasted when it comes to how that is going to work. But for those who don't want to wait for that, who have a lot of Bitcoin, who say, listen, I'd rather use my Bitcoin to try to get in there and utilize some DeFi or playing DeFi, there are options for you. I just don't know where to send you to do that because I haven't done it, but I want you to be aware of WBTC and things like that. As for DeFi, people have been screaming for like the past 2 months that DeFi is going to die. It's a bubble. It's going to pop. You're going to watch all the money disappear. Well, here is the sad and simple truth for all the DeFi bears out there. It's not going anywhere. If you look at the TVL, it constantly goes up. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is how big DeFi is getting. I know this. I know this from very, very, very reliable people. Wi-Fi, for instance, the token Wi-Fi is being purchased right now by institutions. You have actual Wall Street grade institutions going in there and buying the Wi-Fi token. Okay, so there's a lot of muscle coming into the DeFi world. Now, as far as institutions actually playing with DeFi, I've never heard of any scenario or anyone talk about institutions actually utilizing processes like yield farming. So I don't know if they've gone into that element, but the actual buying and holding and being in possession of the Wi-Fi token, I do know that is happening. DeFi isn't going to go anywhere. I'm telling you right now, the real stuff. Okay, you have a bunch of rug pullers like your yams, your sushis, and shrimps, and kimchis, and all that other bullshit out there. I'm very cautious about things like that. I mean, if you can get in within the first 48 hours, okay, and provide a substantial amount of liquidity in the first 48 hours, and then go ahead and dump off, sell off, get the hell out, it might work out for you. It might be pretty decent. But any such scenario other than that, it's no. Now, to keep in tune with the DeFi world, this is freaking massive. Insurance mining reward pools version 4 for Haka. So you know that they released 3F Mutual, which is their insurance wing. All right, provides insurance for trades. Definitely dive into that. That's like a whole video that I can make there. But they created a token, the TFT token. Now, they openly tell you there is no utility to this token. There's nothing that you can do with it as far as a TFT token. The purpose of the TFT token is a representation of the ETH that you have into the 3F mutual ecosystem. This is going to allow you can take your TFT tokens and you can provide liquidity, and then you can get on pool number 5, and the pool number 5 is offering 1.5 million Haka reward per week, which that pool might pay out pretty damn well. I will try to remember to put an article the link for the article for this down below, but you have to realize something. Haka Financial is not a joke. I've been talking about Haka well before they released, well before anyone even knew what the hell they were going to do. I had a firm belief in this project because of the team. And I'm going to tell you right now, the team has much more planned. Okay, there's a lot to come. It's like that thing. Remember like back on late night TV when I used to do like the As Seen on TV stuff. But wait, there's more. That's Haka for you. I'm telling you, there's a whole lot more coming. Now, something I want to jump into really quick is the fact that in all the trading groups that I see right now, you have a lot of people talking about how they have been trying to trade Bitcoin, how they've been trying to execute effective trades, how they're trying to make more money, how they're trying to succeed at this. The thing about trading Bitcoin and doing especially leverage trading is you have to have time. Lots of time to go in there and trade. And you also have to have a lot of time that you've previously invested to be good at it today. It's very time consuming. It is a literal job. Most of you, including myself, don't have the time to invest in order to successfully trade Bitcoin to be extremely profitable. Not being able to put enough time into this can actually result in loss, serious loss. But there is a way around that. I'm going to show you something really fast. Now, you know that I've been talking about PrimeXBT. The only reason I talk about PrimeXBT is because they are not a predatory platform. There is no B-book, it's not a B-book exchange, so there is no insider trading desk. They are not here to trade against you. They're not here to wreck you. It's an A-book exchange. Let the chips where they fall. Let the chips be where they fall kind of thing, okay? So with PrimeXBT, you have an option for co-vesting, meaning you can utilize someone else's knowledge and someone else's time to become profitable, and they do take a very small percentage of the trades. What's cool about this is they have to share a track record. You can see where they rank, you can see the total profit, you can see today's profit, active days, followers, performance, and the total equity that is inside of their pool. Now, it's what I find cool, not to mention they also have ratings. I don't just go for like the person that's number one. I don't do that. Number one right now is got a total profit of 1,376%. Today's profit, he's down 12.7%. Active for 26 days, 816 followers, 33.9 Bitcoin as far as equity goes. What I don't like about this is this super massive profit, and it's only 26 days old. This guy could be a guru. He could be like the actual person with the crystal ball, or he could be very lucky. I'm uncomfortable with trusting my money with luck. Even though my risk appetite might be a little higher and I want to do this, that's just too much for me. I look for people that have more track record. Like, look at this guy, number 3. BTC Monkey, 142 days, up 277%, has 1,001 followers, or 18.3 Bitcoin in equity. I like that. You can even see he had one spot where he got smashed and hammered over here. Same with this guy, more than gold. Then you have the other ones over here. Look at this one over here. Low leverage fund has been around 142 days, 280 followers, but he's up 220%, and today's profit is 0.56%. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's been smashed too hard, so it's obvious this trader is more of a conservative trader, has lower amounts of Bitcoin in there, obviously because the risk isn't high enough. A lot of people like more risk. But this right here is a pretty safe play. I look for certain metrics and details to decide where and who I want to play with. So if you just don't have the time, all right, if you just don't have the time, but you want to take the risk, you want to play, you feel like the trading could make you some money, check out the co-vesting option with PrimeXBT. The link for that is down below, and if you use my code, you'll get a 50% bonus. So I mean, don't walk away from free money. It's free money. Now, if you've made it this far into the video, we're going to talk about the gold nugget definer. Definer is the gold nugget of today's video, and is brought to me by the same people who set up OPT, Open Predict Token. That has done very well. Everybody in my community is very, very happy with that. It performed very well. We all made some money off of that. Definer is the next entity coming from that same group. There is a beta test net, so you can play with it. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and play with it and see what it's all about, there is an option to do that. What we're going to do is hit up the one sheeter really fast. Now, this one sheeter was put together by We Simplify Tech. Okay, so just to run through it, DeFi is basically DeFi. It has all the elements that we've already familiar with as far as DeFi goes, from lending to savings to liquidity providing. I mean, so on and so forth. It's got all the same elements, but this is bringing more of a banking feel to the table as far as how it functions. It's also bringing more of the banking feel as far as like mobile banking aspect goes with DeFi. So it's a lot cleaner. It's very familiar for a lot of us to utilize mobile banking. Some of the strongest benefits of this bad boy is security. It's got excellent rates, flexible terms, insured, protected, and collateralized, and the insurance layer is always sexy in these things. 15 plus digital assets, and of course, they're talking about it being accessible globally 24/7. Current products are the earn, lend, and borrow aspect of it, which again, we're all familiar with how those things work. The team composed of 20 people, and these people come from companies like Microsoft, Cummins, Symantec, EMC, PwC, Gartner, BMW, and more. The team has actually already won first place at the Detroit FinTech Challenge and was selected for the Techstars and Next 3 accelerators, which both provided their huge and very valuable network and know-how to Definer. So there's a lot of muscle behind this one. This one is pretty strong. Now, just that itself is not something you find attractive. The backers. Alphabet is very powerful. Don't know this one. Microsoft. We all know Microsoft. I'm very surprised to see Microsoft being a backer. Next, SNZ, Signum Capital. That's a big one. Techstars, Spark. And this one over here. Now, part of the ecosystem, you have Nakamoto, DeFi, Pulse, Chainlink. That right there is pretty big. Kyber and Wire. Can't really see the roadmap because I can't get this thing to expand, but maybe I can figure something out later. Token distribution. Let me show you that in a different screen. Now, if you want to get a better breakdown of this, it's over here on the daily chain. I'll try to remember to put a damn link for this down below because the daily chain is where they put the We Simplify Tech article and everything in there. But there's two options. Option 1 is the simplified version. Let's go to option 2, the complete version. Let's get down to the tokens. Here we are right here. So key metrics, token distribution. The projected valuation, 25.2 million. The token supply is 42 million. Tokens for sale is only 8.38%. The hard cap is 1.3 mil. Initial circulation 1.1 mil. So at $663,000 worth of tokens. Over here, when you see the token sell, private A cap was 315,000. There's at 25 cents. Private B was at 673 at 40 cents, which was one of their largest sales. Private C, which I find interesting, and public are both at 60 cents, where public is at 96,000 and private is at 250,000. Seeing how small though these caps are, that is tiny. That is actually really good news. Projects who have the intention of building something and then just dumping on you and run away, these private sales are much larger. We are talking millions upon millions of dollars. Right now, a project like this could easily, at private A at 25 cents, could have easily sold $4 or $5 million. Private B at 40 cents could have easily sold at maybe $2 to $3 million. Private C, again, million or more. And then public comes out and every one of them would have dumped on you. This right here is a clear sign that, in my opinion, that these guys do not have the intention of trying to run away. Public being at 96,000 tells me that they are also trying to cushion the blow as far as people dumping. So this is a good sign, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. But this right here, I'm telling you, is a gold nugget. This is a gold nugget. I'm very happy to see this one happen. I'm telling you, you're going to start seeing more about this. You're going to start seeing more people talking about this in the next coming days, if not week. I told you guys about OPT. I was one of the first people to show you guys OPT. Then more people started talking about it, and the token came out and it hit like $4 or $5, and now it's kind of floating between $2 and $4. It's doing really well. It's doing very well. So this one right here, in my opinion, is going to be the next big hitter that came from that same group. And I think it's worth your time to take a look at it. But again, I'm not saying buy this. I'm not saying buy anything that I talk about because it's your money. I'm just a cryptocurrency influencer. I'm just a YouTuber. I'm essentially a nobody, okay? I'm not professional. I'm not a licensed freaking financial advisor. take what I say with a grain of salt, do your own research, and decide for yourself what you want to buy and where you want to spend your money, guys. All right, so listen, that's all I have for today. I hope you found today's video very valuable. If you did, make sure you smash the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, share the video, the whole 9 yards, and I will try to see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.